Right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. And as we get closer to the start of a new college football season, I want to take this time out to talk about some players who I feel should be in consideration to win the Heisman Trophy this year. I want to start off with senior quarterback Cade Klubnik at Clemson. He threw 36 touchdowns last year and he helped Clemson win the ACC. And in doing so, Klubnik is a big reason why some people are expecting Clemson to make a run at the national title this year. And honestly, you can expect Klubnik, in my opinion, to have plenty of individual hardware this year that he's going to be collecting. I think he's going to be the ACC's Offensive Player of the Year. This kid is the real deal, and he's got a lot of poise and he's got a lot of moxie. And when it's all said and done, I think he's going to be up there in consideration for the Heisman. You look at wide receiver Jeremiah Smith at Ohio State. He was so dominant last year as a true freshman that if he had been eligible to go to the NFL draft, he would have been the first wide receiver taken last year. That's how good he was. He's big, he's fast, he's physical. He checks all of the boxes, and he's going to be the next great wide receiver to come out of the Ohio State. He's going to be the front runner to win the Bolitnikoff Award this year, and he should receive an invitation to New York City in December. Sticking in the Big Ten, you look at quarterback Drew Aller at Penn State, and there are some who felt that Aller could have come out of school last year and been a top 10 pick. Decided to return to Happy Valley for his senior campaign. And I think his pocket presence has to improve. I think, you go back to that bowl game, the loss against Notre Dame was not Drew Aller's best performance. But nonetheless, I think that for this year, his senior year, Penn State is going to have their fair share of big games under the national spotlight. And if Aller can lead Penn State to wins in those games, I guess what he's going to be in that mix to win the Heisman possibly. Sticking with the quarterback position, you got Garrett Nussmeier at LSU, and he had a breakout year last year. He threw for more than 4,000 yards, and let's see if he's going to be able to build off of that. With Nussmeier back under center, expect LSU to have one of the best offenses in the Southeastern Conference this year. And that arm of Garrett Nussmeier could potentially get the Bayou Bengals to the college football playoff. And if he has a big year and if LSU has a big year, he's going to be in the mix to win the Heisman. Looking at the running back position, and I'm going to peg Jeremiah Love out of Notre Dame right here. I'll tell you like this about Love. If you're going to tackle this young man, you better pack a lunch and you better bring some friends with you because he's not easy to bring down. And he plays the running back position and he treats it like it's a boxing match because as the game progresses, he just gets better and better and stronger. He averaged nearly 7 yards per carry last year, and he's expected to be Notre Dame's feature back this year. And one thing about Marcus Freeman's Notre Dame team, they are physical on both sides of the football. They like to punch you in the mouth. And with that mentality, Love is going to have a big year for the Irish. Also, I'm looking at Ryan Williams. Okay, and this is my last guy that I'm highlighting right here. The sophomore wide receiver out of Alabama. We saw him make an impact as a true freshman last year for the Crimson Tide. And if the Crimson Tide are going to make some noise this year, Ryan Williams is once again going to be part of it. We saw that explosiveness last year that he brought to the table, and now he's going into his second year in Kalen DeBoer's offense. I think you can expect more of the same as Williams looks to build off of that phenomenal freshman year that he had for Bama. So those are some guys that I think should be highlighted heading into this season as far as being potential Heisman candidates. And I know people are going to listen to this and say, hey, why no Arch Manning? The reason why I didn't put Arch Manning on this list, we saw him in spots, at Texas. And I know this kid has a lot of hype. I know a lot of people are high on him as far as his pro future. I just want to see him put it together for a full season. That's That's the only reason why I didn't put Arch Manning on this list, though. But these are some guys who I feel should be highlighted going into this season. And I'll ask you right now, if, like I always tell you, if you agree or disagree, please feel free to let me know. And if you feel like there's somebody who I overlooked or slighted, please don't be afraid to reach out and let me know either. But that's going to wrap it up for this edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank each and every one of you for checking out this podcast. And if you like what you heard and saw on here, you know what to do. Just hit that like button as well as subscribing to this channel. And also, I've got one more edition leading up to the start of the college football season, and that is my college football playoff projections. So you don't want to miss that. Also, if you're on the X, formerly known as Twitter, you can check me out at 300 Pounds of Sports. And if you follow me, it'll be my pleasure to follow you right back. And the same can be said for Instagram, where you can check me out at 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge. Also, if you're on Facebook, you can check us out at the Sports Depot 365. And as far as I'm concerned, one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. But until next time, fine folks, my name is William Martin. I'm signing off, and I'm saying thanks once again for checking out the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. Be well, everybody.